So, yeah, I finally figured out why my widgets wasn't working. As you can see here, I got it to work. Finally. 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 And I'm very, very happy about it. Very, very, very happy about it. Very happy. So I had to go. I watched so many videos to try to get it fixed 'cause none of my widgets were showing up. And then I downloaded the OBS app, and I'm just gonna test my chat because before, as you know, my chat was not working. My stream was a mess. Look at that, y'all. Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Chat box. Okay, there's the chat box. But I guess this cross chat box isn't working. So let me test my cross chat box. So that means that I can get chats from YouTube and test from YouTube. Did it work? Oh, look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Yes. So now I can see when everybody comments and it pop up on the screen. Ooh, 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 ooh. Hey. That's what's up. So, if you don't know what's going on, well, Dr. Sean is new to Twitch, right? And I have been coming more consistent for the past week. So I haven't been consistent for long. So that's why my channel is look a little confusing, like I'm trying to get myself together, which I truly am. But I'm growing, y'all. I am learning. So to all the people out there who don't know how to use Twitch, or you're thinking about it, or are you a little nervous because it's a lot of technology involved? Well, it really is. I can't even lie because just to get my widgets to show up, it was one freaking click. And the AI on Google helped me. I went on YouTube. I tried to find so many videos. I listened to videos for 30 minutes, 20 minutes, 15 minutes, and nobody could really help me. I even sent the email to the Streamlabs people, but I can't wait on them. So I went to AI. Let me tell y'all something about Google AI. Google AI is the freaking truth. Okay? So Google AI helped me out. So I typed in the same thing I've been typing in everywhere else. I said, hey, my screen is black. I can't get my widgets to show up. And it gave me a list of things to try. And the first thing that I tried was just unchecking this box that I had checked in my settings. And that fixed it. So now all my widgets show up. Now, y'all don't know how happy I am to have my widgets showing up. Because guess what? I'm going to be doing my podcast from Twitch now because I used to do it on Descript where you can talk and it would show you what people are. I mean, you can. I record my podcast and then I can edit by taking out the words. But now that I'm on Twitch and I'm figuring it out, I really love the engagement on here. Even though I don't have engagement yet, I can see the potential to have lots of engagement, especially when I bring you guys topics on dentistry. I'm definitely going to have topics on being an Aboriginal here in Turtle Island or America, and just topics on everyday life in real life. I'm just getting myself together so that it makes sense. Because before I didn't like it because nobody could um, see the chat. So that really kind of ticked me off. But I told y'all that I was going to figure it out, and I did. So I just had to pop on here and let's see if I could get a comment in the comment box that's not a test for me. If you notice all of my other lives, they don't have lots of comments. But let me tell you about my journey I just did to make this thing pop. So I went on. So I had Streamlabs, and I'm like, dang, it's not working. So I said, I can't work on Streamlabs. Let me go back to OBS, and that's another platform that you use for streaming. So I went on OBS, and it just looked very outdated. And then I had to download the widget. Then it kept crashing, and I was like, fuck. So then I said, let me try Streamlabs again. After like 3-4 hours of failure. Failure is real, but it's all a lesson. So after a couple hours of failure, I said, let me try Streamlabs again. And then the YouTube videos I was finding wasn't answering it. So when I went on Google and used the AI, it did it. And now we're here. And now I can actually talk to my audience. I probably think I'm being petty, but it's a great feeling when you figuring something out for the first time. And me, like I said, I like IT, but Streamlabs, sometimes it can get a little tricky and make you want to kind of quit. Like, dang, this is too much. But I'm going to tell y'all something. If you want to get started, don't be intimidated by this freaking software, because the software is intimidating. But I can just see from OBS to Streamlabs desktop, I really like Streamlabs desktop. It is a learning curve. If you click the wrong thing, it can mess up a lot of things. Like that one checkbox that I had clicked when I first started setting up my stream, it made it so I couldn't see my stuff. And actually, let me see what checkbox that is. So that checkbox that I had was under the settings, and it was under... Let me see where it's at, because I want to make sure y'all, if you have a problem with this, that you don't have the same thing. Enable browser source hardware acceleration, scene connections, notification, appearance. So that checkbox, where is it? I cannot forget it. Advanced. It has to be under advanced, but regardless of me trying to look for this little chat box. So I think it was the sources. So under advanced, there's a button that has sources. So if you scroll down, so if you go to settings on the lower left tab, and if you go to advanced, right, and it's going to be under advanced, they have general video, audio, recording, replay buffer, stream, blah blah blah, and then you get to the thing that says sources. So under the sources, I had the box checked to enable browser source hardware acceleration. I don't know why I had that checked, but I unchecked it and it fixed every freaking thing. So I'm so excited to be on here and finally have my stuff working right, because your girl is struggling learning this, but I am going to learn it and show up and get people to chat with me, and it's gonna show up on the screen. Yay! Go Dr. Sean! Woo, 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 woo. This is for my future, tribe out there. Y'all don't know I'm on here yet, but you will know about me soon, okay? And so yeah, I just had to come on here and share that little victory and see how y'all doing out there. See how y'all feeling today on this dark Sunday. Even though it's 4 o'clock here in New York, it's like super freaking dark. Okay? Like, what? It's probably my least favorite time in New York, just because we lose so much daylight. Like, and then it makes you feel really sleepy. Like, even though it's 4 o'clock, it feels like it's 9 o'clock. You get what I'm trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Somebody said something. Yes, I can see it on the screen. Hi, it says Sovereign Indigenous New York, U.S. Good day, good day, good day. How are you today? What's up to my Niji family out there? Thank you for chatting with me. I appreciate it. So I wanted to make sure this chat was working, because on my podcast, or even on here, because I'm streaming from Twitch and YouTube, but I'm gonna do Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. But we are going to read the Christopher Columbus journal together. So I'm gonna read that out loud because I feel like for me that's the one thing that I read that changed how I view a lot of things. Like if you never read it, you probably wouldn't know the truth. But doing my genealogy, reading all of these different sources, it helped me unlock the code to who I really am. Say awesome, yeah. So I know that most people are not gonna read it because it's number one hard to find. I don't know how I found it, but I found it. I saved it as a PDF, and I've been diving into it and crying while reading it. And yeah, so that's why I wanted to get this really, really set up on all of my platforms to make sure that I can really talk to you guys. And I'm excited because I came live again and I got 2 comments. Thank you. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Feathers up. Period. You already know. What's up? Listen, my Niji family. I just did a video, even though I was playing solitaire, because I'm trying to do too much at one time. But I just did a video about Christmas, because I did some research on Christmas last night and Santa Claus. And I was very, very, very shocked about Santa Claus or Santa Claus or, you know, so many things that I'm finding out since my awakening, I'll say, because I haven't been this way. Last year, I wasn't this person. Even 2 weeks ago, I wasn't this person that I am today. And I like to say that I'm like today years old about a lot of stuff. So I've been just learning and growing and tracing my ancestors and realizing that they are indigenous to the Americas, aka Turtle Island. And I'm today years old. And I can't even lie to myself anymore. I'm probably one of the first people in my family, if not the only one, who has woken up. It's kind of crazy. I've been introduced to the channel, Open to Knowledge. It's pretty insightful, just sharing. So what channel do you really get your information from? I like I think it's called Sosolina YouTube, and I like Dane Calloway, and I like Tom, what's his name? I forgot their name, but they're like an older couple. Phoebe and I think his name is Tom. Don't quote me on that. I should know his name. I follow a couple people on YouTube and they just be waking me up. And I'm the type of person, because I've been through, high school, undergrad, dental school, and a lot of the classes I took in college at Florida State University, the Seminoles. Go figure. I'm a Seminole, a fake Seminole, and I learned that the Seminoles mean slavery. Listen, that's besides the point. But I've been learning too much. Well, not too much. I've been learning a lot. And wow, I just thank all the channels that wake me up, all the people who have been waking up, because it's hard. It's hard to come out of that matrix when you have Thanksgiving, which is an evil holiday, Christmas, evil holiday, all of these things that appear good right now really are the opposite, and it's kind of crazy. Exactly what the channel is dedicated to is called Open to Knowledge, Indigenous Society. I will definitely add that to my list of channels. Thank you for sharing that. Definitely thank you for sharing that. And it just feels so good to know that you are not alone when you're on your awakening journey, because you have so many questions. And for me, the biggest thing for me, like I said, coming from being in the educational system, being institutionalized, all of that stuff, all the way up to the doctorate level, is that I like to read and see what the hell really happened. I don't want to see what somebody else said about Christopher Columbus. I don't want to go and read the books that they covered up what he said. I want to read what these people said. I want to read what they did. And when I read what they did, a lot of times I'm in tears, a lot of times I'm in disbelief, a lot of times I'm like, dang, they really got me for so long. But now I know that it's all about planting seeds, because somebody planted a seed in me. And at first I'm like, what? It's just so confusing. Like, huh? At first you're like, nah, that can't be true. But everything I look up, I go and fact check for real. That's right. Fact check everything. I have to fact check everything now. The reason why I fact check everything is because, let me give y'all an example. When I read the Christopher Columbus journal to you guys later, um, it's like, wow, this man, I don't even want to call him a man, would walk onto an island, see the indigenous people, say, dang, they so beautiful. They don't have no idol. They don't have no Bible. They look like they're so at peace. They have every fruit that you could think of, and I wish I could know the name. They're just so beautifully built, so handsomely made. And he was like, dang. He was like, oh, all our boats from Spain will fit here. We ain't gonna take none now, but you could take these 3 kids and take this woman right here. So he was kidnapping people the moment he stepped on the land. But the way they wrote it, we weren't here, and they brought us to the land. And once I dove deep into that, I'm like, what the world? And then after reading that story of those islands he went to into the Bahamas, and he was kidnapping people, the people were like running from him, all of these things, and they came with guns. See, the indigenous people, they didn't know anything about murder. This is what he wrote too. Now, I'm not just saying this. He said this. They don't know nothing about murder. They don't know nothing about thieving. They don't know nothing about lying. We can easily, he said, easily turn them into Christians. This is out of his mouth. And when I saw that, she said atrocious criminals, period. Period. When I saw that, I was like, wow, he look at us like some dots. Like some 304s or something. Like, oh, we going to be easy to change. And then when it got later in the story, he was like, even if it's 10,000 of them, it's going to be easy to change them with just 10 of us. As long as we got this Bible. What? This is from somebody who, my grandmother is a heavy church goer. My aunt, my whole family go to church, like celebrating Christmas, Thanksgiving. We have attached all of these false emotions to these holidays and not knowing the truth. And knowing the truth, knowing who you are, knowing where your people come from. None of my people came from Africa. I trace my ancestry back to the 1700s without even doing a lot of deep digging. I traced it all the way back. And I'm like, well, if y'all saying y'all did this, my people was here. Like, what? It's mind-blowing. She said, England wanted to rid their country of him and his likes. Exactly. I read that too. They was like, they wanted to get rid of the degenerates, the people who weren't listening. So they said, go. And then the way they said, go, find a land, and any land you step foot on is yours. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not making this up. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. What I was reading was like pure evil. And once I read that and how they viewed the Bible, I was baffled. So this was probably the past week and a half, 2 weeks, even though I've been coming out of the matrix, I'll call it, or coming out of this brainwashing for the past couple years. This past 2 weeks when I read about Thanksgiving and how that started, and then I said, you know what, now I'm going to look into Christmas. And then I read into that. I'm like baffled about that. And then I started reading the journals. I read his journal and also the journal, I think it was I forgot the man who landed in Jamestown, but I read his journal. I think it was John Roth. But it was a couple of these people who was there. But I read these journals, and I'm like, what the freak? We've been bamboozled. Totally bamboozled. So, I have so much learning to do. Like, every day, I'm today years old. Even from my hometown, which is in Florida, Tallahassee, the capital, I learned so much deep history. It's just overwhelming. My phone now has pictures and tons of information. So before, when I was in this, what we call it, this Roman Greek society that they put over here, I would waste my time like on Facebook, on social media, listening to all this pagan stuff, celebrating Christmas, trying to go broke, trying to buy gifts, all of this stuff that have nothing to do with me, that actually has everything to do with the eradication and like they said, the extermination of my tribe. And that just means our mind. Our mind is crazy. So their queen said, "Let them take ships and fall off the edge of the earth because their perspective was flat earth." Oh, England wanted them to take the ships and pretty much fall off the earth. So it was pretty much a mistake that he found it. But from what I read from his journal, and I read the journal, oh, maybe I didn't get that far, but what I read was like he had continued to ask the king and the queen of either Portugal or something. I think it's Portugal or Spain to come, and they continued to deny him. But he finally got in contact with this like astronomer, and they had an atlas, and they kind of convinced them to go then. So, and they said whatever you find is yours. But Christopher Columbus in his journals, well, in the first voyage that I read, I didn't read the second or the third or the fourth. In the first one, he was just like, "Oh, I'm gonna take these people, kidnap these people to take them back to the king to show them what's over here." Oh, he was taking all the fruit. He was killing birds and animals as he was walking over here in this new place he never been, and said, "I'm gonna take these back to show your highness. Oh, God is so great for allowing us to find these people to kill." This is like what? What? Today years old, y'all. Um, the renamed Free State, a great place to stand your personal ground. Spain. Wow. Yeah. 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 And then what made me cry so bad, I was like, wow. So after I finished reading that story and seeing all the islands that he was going through, I found this plaque of the Indian cave, and it was like, this is a plaque of the Indian cave when Christopher Columbus came here. He exterminated the whole Lenape tribe. Exterminate? So when he was going through this island looking at these people, he was just basically doing inventory. He was just like, okay, they got about 40 of them we gonna kill here, 100 of them we gonna kill there, we gonna kill them. We ain't gonna, he was like, oh, we ain't gonna take none yet. We just trying to be nice and give them little gifts that ain't worth nothing in Spain to lure them in. He was like, oh, okay. And then he came back on his future voyages and he killed them people. He killed our ancestors. He killed the Aboriginal people. A lot of them. And the ones he didn't kill, he took them, kidnapped them, and changed their whole complete way of life. And I just started digging into this stuff. So, you know, it's terrible. It's terrible. I ain't gonna even get started on the Bible or how I feel about that yet, because I'm gonna get my sources, because I don't want to just talk and not show you guys what I've been finding, because I've been finding a lot. I just wanted to make sure, like I said, I've been trying to get this stream to go right so that my comments can appear on the chat, and it's finally working. Baby steps, it's finally working. So, you know, the next time I think that I really am going to read that journal so you can see what I see. So when people have all these listen, y'all got to read what the man said out his own mouth. It will shock you. It would change your life. So me coming from being a Christian, I don't align with that anymore. I am not a Christian, because Christopher Columbus was a Christian, devout Christian. He was a murderer. He was a liar, and he did everything in the name of Christianity. And that fool said, we're going to change all these innocent-minded people and spiritual people to Christians. They're going to get this Bible. What, sir? Have you lost your everlasting motherfucking mind? I can't believe it. Every day I wake up, can't believe it. So at this point, how can I... not only as a dentist in this society, how can I, as an indigenous person to Turtle Island, how can I contribute to the efforts to wake more people up, because they're asleep? You know, I try to talk to some of my family members about it, but they just like, oh, I didn't know that. Oh, whoa. But they don't go read themselves. So I'm going to go and read it to them. They might not listen the whole time, but once you get hooked on a story, it's kind of like a movie. You'll be like, what? That man ain't say that. Yeah, he did. So I'm gonna make this more educational. A lot of people, when they find out, they get angry. I was a little angry for the past like week or two when I found out what they did, but I had to quickly realize that's not really our nature. Our nature is to be um, in tune with the environment, spiritual. We're not evil. We don't kill. We're not savages. We were just, taking care of the land, enjoying the sun, living our best life. We had so much riches over here. Very prosperous people, very positive people. We weren't bothering anybody. Did not deserve that. So, how can I change the trajectory of the things that have been done? It's by number one, speaking my truth. I can no longer pretend like, oh, I can't, like, I'm not a black person. I'm not African American. I'm not none of that. None of it. And I have to speak my truth. This is the person I've been for the past 30 plus years, but I'm different now. But Kendrick Lamar said they are not like us. Not like us. And I mean that with the utmost respect. Meaning we have different origins. We have different beginnings. And I want to be a part of that. Nothing is worse than coming from being a black person who is labeled dead and realizing that this was all done on purpose. And being in that area, especially Tallahassee down there where they have full blown police control. I mean, now I understand why my hometown is heavily guarded like that, because it's not, no other city that I go to is like that. When I go to Florida, you can feel the police presence. You can feel like that same energy they had back then. Y'all better not get out of line, or you can feel that when I go home. Now that I know who I am, I know why. I know why. Yeah, best to start with knowledge is power for overcoming distortion and illusions. That's true. Knowledge is power. My thing is, when you're trying to unlock these chains in the mind, for me, what has really helped before I got on the journey to the knowledge was tracing my genealogy. I would encourage anyone who is on this quest to figure out if you've been labeled black and you don't really know, is to trace that genealogy. That genealogy, it connects you to the people, and then you can see those dates. You can see how far it goes back, and then some things will start to make sense. Like, well, wait, now this is too close to them saying they did all this stuff, like bringing people over here, but my people weren't part of that. I don't care what line of the lineage I go. If it's my dad's dad, my dad's dad, my dad's mom, my mom's dad. If you go further back, none of those people trace back to Africa. Everything says indigenous inhabitants. And it seemed to me like they was just doing research. The Census Bureau was just doing research to see how they could attack us even more. I'm sorry. Not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I was that chocolate little girl who was in that school when they was teaching about Christopher Columbus discovering America, teaching these little kids to hate black faces and melanated skin. I was one of those kids who was bullied. Bullied. Did not know the greatness that existed in my ancestors. Did not know that they really thought that we were gorgeous, beautiful, love this copper tone skin. Sacred people. Sacred. Trajectories guiding towards positive actions. Exactly. And that's what I'm on. I'm on, like, changing my mindset, filling my brain with as much knowledge as possible, documenting these things for my family, printing it out, sharing it, and just, growing. And I will leave you guys with this. They thought that you were dead. They thought that you were nothing, but you were a seed. They put dirt all over you, covered you up, tried to hide you. They didn't know that this seed was going to grow out of that dirt. And all these years, they did not know this was going to happen. Walter Plecker didn't know. Christopher Columbus didn't know. King James didn't know. Center Claw, all these people did not know. But we here, my Niji, and I'm excited. So yeah, y'all, make sure y'all are following. Make sure you are subscribing. Thank you so much for chatting with me, Sovereign Indigenous. I really appreciate it. Your comments. I'm definitely going to check out that channel. And let me get the channel again, called Open to Knowledge Indigenous Society. I'm joining it. Feathers up. Y'all already know it's your chiefess, sacred Dr. Sean in the building. I don't know what my name is. All I know is my people came from Choctaw, Appalachia. I'm saying it in a real language because you know they say Appalachia. They change it from Appalachia, Choctaw, Creek, Seminole. See, Seminole is a Spanish word for Cimarron, and it means slave. So even though I went to university, I mean Florida State University, and their logo is a Seminole, I can't even claim that no more. We were not that. We were, you know, not named that. Okay? Prophecy, a short time. I say they did know. You said they did know. Whoa. Yeah. That might be true. I just feel like they knew everything that they were doing. They just didn't think that we would. Like, they were ignorant. Meaning pulling up on the scene. Oh, there's a whole nation of people here, but we're going to act like they dead. Ignorant. So they know what they were doing. We didn't know. We didn't know. But I feel like they didn't know that what they were doing, they thought it was really working or something. Even now, like when I go home, how the police presence is there, just how the people here got so much energy against us, how they just feel like, I don't know, the lies are working. So, eyes open. I'm continuing to learn, checking out these channels, and also doing my part by each one teach one. So each one teach one. Share your truth with someone so that they won't be lost. Because some people probably will be lost for a long time, and we don't want that to happen. But at the same time, you really have to do your own research, do your own genealogy, because nobody can tell you where you're from but you. Nobody could tell me where I'm from if my ancestors didn't do it. Like my dad didn't know his dad's history. Nobody was telling me anything. Everybody's just going about their day. Christmas, oh, happy holidays, Christmas. Nobody's telling us anything. So when I opened that box and went back and did the digging, I did this for a whole generation of people. So everybody who is attached to me is impacted. Everybody who is attached to me from my dad's side to my mama's side who did not know and they still don't know, I'm responsible for trying to wake them up, you know? Didn't want us to wake up and know, but 2000, what did it say? But 2000 party over ops out of time. Sky was purple during Milton. Oh, yeah, they out of time. Out of time. Out of time. But yeah, to my Niji family, I'm about to get off of here. Thank you guys for chatting with me, and I will see you in the next video. I'm in the process of changing my language. I used to be like king and queen. I don't even say that no more because I'm just trying to figure out what these words mean. When I realize how deep the Bible is and how they use a lot of words to trick us, a lot of imagery and idolizing and crosses and stuff, I have to really, like, now I'm so woke that I pay attention to everything I say. Everything even if I'm probably still saying things that are, and it's probably going to happen because they took the language, but I'm still saying things that could be demonic. I don't know, but the ancestors know what I mean, okay? All right, so y'all stay positive. I love you guys. Thank you for chatting, and thank you for subscribing. And it's your chief, just Dr. Sean, and I'm out. Feathers up, baby. Woo woo.